goal of this one is to be able to evaluate numerical expressions involving whole number exponents. Okay, so first, what is the exponent? Well, as you look at this, okay, the e up here, that is where the exponent is. So that's important to understand where it is first off. And this is your base number. Okay, so an exponent tells you how many times you have to multiply the base number by itself. All right, so you're multiplying the base number. Okay, so I'll give you an example of this. You got to be able to write numerical expressions that represent a real world or mathematical context. But I just want you all to understand what exponents are, how you do them right away. This will give you a foundation. So we have this. Okay, so remember, take that off. There we go. So we have our base number, you have your exponent. And multiply your base number how many times? All right, now we did our powers of 10 before, but this will help you understand why. Okay, so we have our base in there. So we're just going to start off with 2 to the third power. Okay, so our base number, that is 2, and our exponent is 3. So what that's telling us is we have to multiply the 2 times 2 times 2. So there's my exponent. There's 1 time, 2 time, 3 time. And then we would just follow the order of operations, which it's only multiplication, so we just 2 times 2 is 4. Bring that right here. 4 times 2, that gives us 8. So 2 to the third power, 2 to the third power, the answer is 8. I'm just going to erase all that. Luckily it's a video, so you just always rewind. So we're going to write another one. I'm going to try not to get too large on the numbers. So now we have a 3 and a 4. Well, our base number is 3. 4 is our exponent. So this is telling us we have to multiply the 3 times itself 4 times. Okay, now we just have to follow the orders. 3 times 3 is 9. Now, because they're all multiplication, I hope this don't confuse you. Me personally, I would do it like this, and then I'd get 81. Now, you may not like that way. If you don't, that's perfectly fine. Whatever fits you best, you can do. So you can bring those down. 9 times 3 times 3. That's going to be 27 times 3. Well, we'll put our 27 here. Multiply it by 3. 3 times 7 is 21. 3 times 2, 6, 7, 8. You get 81. So rather you do it this way, or you kind of do it like I did the previous way, as long as it's just the exponents finding that answer. Now, if there was a plus and stuff in there, it might get confusing, but this is just finding exponents. All right, let's do another one. Okay, well, we got 5 to the second power, or 5 squared. You may hear it, if there's a 2, you may hear that as squared. So 5 squared, or 5 to the second power, which means 5 times 5. There's only 2 of them. And that's going to give me 25. And the reason they call it squared, I don't want to get confuse y'all too much, because eventually you're going to hear square root. Root is at the base of something, so the square root of 25 is 5, because 5 squared is 25. Now, remember when we had the powers of 10, so 10 to the first power, it was just itself. Well, even if we had 6 to the 1, what is that? Well, we only have 1 6 there. So it's 6. Just as when we did our powers of 10, it stayed at 10. The same goes with any other number. Now, remember our order of operations. We're going to kind of go a little bit more advanced with this, just a tad. Order of operations, whether you use PEMDAS or BIMDAS in one of the videos I made. The B stands for brackets. That could be parentheses, braces, brackets. All of those count as that. So, I'll put this up there. Alright, so you got PEMDAS or BIMDAS. I personally, whichever one helps you remember, I don't mind. It's all about you. So, the first thing is first. If we had times, okay, so what goes first? Well, with these, the brackets, parentheses, that means that is what goes first. So we have to do the parentheses first. So 2 plus 3 is 5. And as I've always said, bring everything down with you in class. Now, the E, that stands for exponents. So that goes before multiplication. So we have to do the exponent first. So now we got 4 to the second power, which means what? 4 times 4, because there's only a 2 right here. So 4 squared is going to give us 16. So now we have 5 times 16. Come over here and do the 16 times 5. 6 times 5 is 30. Got that. Bring up my 3. 5 times 1 is 5. Add the 3. 80. So the answer to this expression would be 80. Okay? So let's try a different one. Alright, so this one's a tad bit larger. But you still follow the order of operations. And although the exponents is over here to the left side, we've got to do the parentheses first. So 3 times 3 gives us 9. I bring everything down that way I don't forget anything. So I have a subtraction sign, I have an addition, but I have an exponent. The exponent goes before the multiplication, division, subtraction, and addition. So we have to do 2 to the 4th power, which means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. As I said, this is the way I like to do mine. It doesn't matter if you keep going that way. So 2 times 2 is 4. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 4, 16. All right. So if that is 16, now following through with the order of operations, now we got a subtraction sign and an addition sign. So those go together. Remember what we said in class, though, is from left to right when it's addition and subtraction. So the subtraction sign is to the left of the addition. So we do this right here first. 16 minus 9 gives us 7 plus 4. Add those together. I about put 10. Oh my. But it's 11. 7 plus 4 is 11. So the big thing is just understanding in order of operations where exponents fall in line and where they order, and then how to do the exponents. So once again, this is a larger one. 3 to the 4th power. That just means 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. That 4 means there's 4 different 3s. There's how we got that. So we've covered ratios and we covered exponents. So those are part of your 6th grade standards. It's all about building a foundation for you all to make sure when you get there, you're more prepared. Anything to be ahead. So if you have questions, anything you want me to cover before I do other videos, all you have to do is ask. And I say, I'm doing this for you all. So anything I can do to help. Oh, cute mic, ain't it? It's super tiny. Anyways, I hope it helps. And to the next video, y'all have a good one.